Arts in Depth, a 1/2-hour televised program presented to you by the Cultural Council of Indian River County. I am Barbara Hoffman, Executive Director of the Cultural Council, and your host for Arts in Depth. Thank you for watching. To promote, support, professionally produce, present, and advance the art of grand opera, to promote opera education, to sponsor professional singers, to provide talented, accomplished local artists the opportunity to perform, and to award vocal and piano scholarships to young students. All are in the mission of the Vero Beach Opera, Inc. My guests today are Dr. Joan Ortega-Cowan, President, and Roman Ortega-Cowan, the Artistic Director of the Vero Beach Opera. Welcome, Joan and Roman.
Thank you so much for inviting us.
This mission of the Vero Beach Opera is challenging for a small community. Tell us about the history of Vero Beach Opera, and to accomplish this mission, you must have a strong board and staff.
Absolutely. Actually, we started as the Vero Beach Opera Guild in April of 1988, and in 2000, and actually Roman was involved with it from the beginning. He did concerts, even Tanya. And in 2003, Rosemary Gagliardi came to us and said, we need some help. So we took over with a new board in 2003, and then in December of 2006, we became Vero Beach Opera officially. And we've been going strong ever since with a board of 15 all-volunteer members. I have a working board. They're very compatible and enthusiastic, passionate, and they love opera, and they work their hearts out.
Oh, I know they do. I know they do. I'll bet it took some time to come up with that mission statement.
Well, we've just kind of added to it. Actually, it was an original statement, and we did add, originally we had a vocal scholarship, and we've added a piano scholarship to it. And I'll talk a little more about that in the next segment.
All right. Okay. Roman, tell us about your leadership role in pulling off this wonderful opera.
Well, my role really, it's a fun role. I've been involved in this business for quite a long time as an artist, as a performer. Because when I was born into an operatic type of nest.
How fortunate.
Yes, and
in Cuba.
Yes, in Havana, Cuba. So, but it's not really a job for me. It's fun when you do something that you love, and we have been very fortunate that the reception has been really tremendous.
I know it has been. I know it has been. I attend the operas at the Majestic Theater, and a whole world has opened up for me, because I was never really, I was into all other kinds of arts, but not the opera, and you have opened up a wonderful area of excitement and interest and love for me as well.
Well, it's a culmination of all the arts, isn't it? Opera. It has everything that of all the others put together.
Yes.
Theater, music, voices, orchestra.
Well, it's absolutely tremendous, and I love your mission statement because you work so hard in the education of people on what opera is, and to develop that affection and love of people for this wonderful, wonderful performance.
Well, anything we need to add to this?
Well, I think that we're going to add a lot more to it when we come back for the next segment. So we're going to take a brief break now.
Okay.
Freddie Wilfrick and Gregory Simpson invite you to Spotlight, Indian River, weeknights at 6:30 and 10:30.
Attention! This important message is for any American who's about to turn 65 years of age or older. Nation's Helpline has Medicare supplement insurance news that may benefit you, your family, or someone you know. Most Americans who are about to turn 65 years old know they need Medicare supplement insurance, even if they already have Medicare. The Nation's Helpline Medicare Supplement Team can guide you and help answer your Medicare questions. Call today.
Please call 800-632-2804.
I'm back with Joan and Roman Ortega-Cowan from the Vero Beach Opera. The performance season This season of the opera, you'll be producing 1 opera and 2 operatic concerts. Tell us about these performances.
Okay, our opera season starts with Deflator Mouse on Sunday, January 10th at 3 p.m. And Ramon can tell you more about the cast and the production.
The Further Mouse is going to be produced in 1 week here in Vero Beach, and it takes a community of volunteers that we have to produce it. It's a tremendous task to do that. Usually, to produce a work of this magnitude will take 3-4 months. It's a large cast, and we do it very ably with the help of Maestro Stasina, for example. He's our music director and conductor, and also Russell Franks, who is our stage director. He's the head of the opera program at Stetson University. So it's a very well coordinated effort, because we have, again, only 1 week to make magic on that stage. And the cast is large, as I mentioned before. It's a large chorus, a lot of music. And without the help of all of these volunteers and fee-based professionors.
I was going to ask about your cast.
Yeah. The cast is all, of course, all professionals, and they are fee-based artists. So when they come in ready to perform. So.
And where are they coming from?
We have New Yorkers. We have one of the principals is coming from Canada. I don't have all the names in my head right now, but the cast is now in place with the contracts are laid, and we are ready to go. There's a lot of communication amongst all of these people that are in various places, geographically speaking. So, but they have their parts ready to perform. They have all the cues from the director, stage director, and music director via emails or whatever.
And the orchestra?
The orchestra, we are using the Brevard Symphony, and that's has been a great partnership with us. We have used other orchestras in the past, inclusive of the Orlando Philharmonic, and that's it.
Okay.
It's really a great effort, but lots of fun.
Well, we're really looking forward to that. That's January 10th.
And that it'll be in English, and there'll be a masked ball within it, and then we'll have a masked ball afterward at Grand Harbor.
Oh, does that ever sound exciting?
Let's move on to the Opera Showcase, featuring artists from the Academy of Vocal Arts in Philadelphia.
Yes.
February 6th. Do we have time to?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a working relationship now with the Vocal Arts in Philadelphia, and we are going to be using their artists to come in here. These are, even though they are still at school, these people have a career already.
Okay, we're going to have to take a short break now. I know you have one other one we want to talk about. We'll do that when we return after a brief break.
Okay.
Join Marshall Littlejohn nightly at 5 and 9 on VeroBuzzTV.com.
Now that health reform is law, you cannot be denied health insurance coverage, but you can pay too much.
As a single mom, I was convinced that we could not afford health insurance until I spoke to the people from ICANN, who told me that I qualified for a special enrollment and a subsidized rate. Now I get so much more for so much less.
Call now and get the ICANN mobile app free. So don't wait another minute. Call ICANN, get covered, save money.
On March 13th, that's a Sunday at 3 p.m., we're having the World of Opera concert featuring Marchello Giordani Foundation International Vocal Competition winners for the last 3 years. Ramon?
Sure. This year we will have the winners in concert rather than having the competition itself. So that's it.
Oh, that should be an absolutely beautiful, beautiful concert. Another thing that you've been very involved in, which has just delighted the community no end, is the Met Live in HD at Majestic Theater. Joan, I know you worked really hard to get this here in Vero Beach. Tell us a bit about what you have to go through in order to become one of those theaters.
Well, actually, I can tell you what I did.
Okay.
And that was one season we were having, we had a concert in the afternoon, and Deborah Voigt was performing at the Met Live in HD, and the only place we could go would be Palm Beach or West Palm Beach, so we couldn't go. So then I remembered that the Majestic Theater was opening. It wasn't even open yet. And I knew Rick Starr because his children and our children went to St. Edward's together. So I approached him and pitched the idea and said, wouldn't this be great? He liked the idea. He approached the Metropolitan Opera, and they did a demographic of Vero Beach to see whether or not that we would support this program, and they found out yes we would. So we started, I think it may have been like 2008, I'm not sure. It's been here a long time. But anyway, we have it in Vero and people love it, and because Vero Beach Opera was initially involved in helping to set it up, we actually can sell, Vero Beach Opera members can purchase season tickets and reserve seats for each production, and it's probably the only one in the United States or the world maybe that has reserved seats. They take care of us.
Yes, they do.
So that's really how it happened.
And we are probably one of the smallest communities to hold the Live at the Met.
I would think. I would think so. When you think of our county has what, 143,000 people.
That's right.
And this, it's not very big compared to New York. And
Okay, what we're going to do when we return, we're going to be talking about the Opera Studies program that you put on every year. And for those of us that want to learn about the Studies program is an invaluable resource. And I'm going to ask you to explain much more about the series
Sure.
when we get back. But what inspired you to develop that series?
Well, actually, the Opera Studies program goes way back to 1988. I mean, we used to have programs in the Gonzalez room at the museum, in a little room with a little screen set up and everything. And then in like 2003 or 4, I was sitting in the Lenhart Museum Theater and at one of their cinema series, and I thought, you know what, this would work really well for Opera Studies. And I put a proposal to the museum. They liked it, so we moved to the Lenhart, and we've been doing it there ever since, and it's continued to grow. I have more information on it that I'd like to give you.
Okay.
Okay. Wayne Kleinsteiber is our Opera Studies, Vero Beach Opera Director and Opera Studies Chair, and he actually does everything himself. I mean, he
He's
gets
the hero of this
he gets
program.
the idea,
Oh, my
he
goodness.
gets everything together, and this year we're doing Kings and Emperors.
I know, and when we come back after a short break, we're going to be learning all about the kings and the emperors.
Okay.
Watch Chamber Buzz at 6 and 10 p.m. Mondays and Wednesdays on VeroBuzzTV.com.
The Furniture Man is a locally owned business that has served the needs of the community of Vero Beach and Indian River County for over 30 years. Here at the Furniture Man, we offer fine pieces to furnish each and every room of your home. Specializing in Floridian style, come browse our selection of bedroom, dining room, patio, and living room. Come explore over 10,000 square feet of showroom, where you can find mattresses, recliners, sofas, dining, and more. Visit us at 673 US 1 in Vero Beach, Monday through Saturday, for all of your furniture needs.
I'm back with Joan and Roman Ortega-Cowan. We're so excited to talk about the opera. We're all talking together, aren't we? Okay. I want to hear more about Kings and Emperors
Kings
in
and
your
Emperors.
Opera Studies program.
Well, Wayne Kleinsteiber comes up with the theme each year, and this is actually offered as a course at the museum. So he has 5 different operas that he covers. And this year it starts on January 21st. And the coronation of the Pope is the first one. And Monteverdi was the very first, he was like the father of opera. Mm-hmm. And then we move on to February 4th. Let's see, Artasersi, I think is how it's pronounced, by Leonardo Vinci. That's not Leonardo da Vinci. It's a composer who had lived in 1690, so you see he's a little bit younger than Leonardo da Vinci. Then February 11th, we moved on to a Mozart opera.
Idomeneo.
And then February 25th, Attila by Verdi. And then on March 3rd, we do Henry VIII, and that's going to be pretty interesting.
My goodness.
And people can actually, they can register online. If you go to let me spell it out, vboperastudies.com. So that's vboperastudies.com. Takes you right to the museum website, and you can register online through the museum.
How many people generally attend these classes?
Well, we started out small, and now we're up to maybe 130 people for the class.
Goodness.
For a 5-week course. So it's
That's
growing,
terrific.
and we're happy about that. And we have this partnership. Actually, Vero Beach Opera is the presenter. We actually do the program, and the museum is actually the host.
Yes.
They present it. So they give us a place, they handle registration, and we do the operas there.
Great.
And both the cost and the proceeds are for the benefit of, for the account of the museum.
Yeah.
Vero Beach Opera does the service, provides the service for them.
And our Wayne gets a small stipend too for doing this from the museum.
He does. Oh,
But I mean, it's a labor of love. It's a labor of love. So check it out. Go online to the museum and go on Vero Beach Opera, actually, and we have this whole flyer there. You can look at it. You can click on the link to the museum, and then you can register.
Okay, you also award a vocal scholarship and a piano scholarship each year. Tell us about the scholarship program.
Okay, we have 2, vocal and piano. Vocal we've had ever since the inception, I suppose, of Vero Beach Opera when it was a guild. And every year we award a scholarship to an Indian River County High School graduating student. This year we have Valerie Dos Santos, who actually has studied opera. And her audition, she sang 2 opera arias, and so she's going on to college. It's $2,000 a year, and it can be renewed every year. And then our piano scholarship program is more recent. I think we started maybe 6 or 7 years ago, and we give scholarships to deserving students who have financial need and commitment, and they study under Dr. Marcos Flores.
Oh, how exciting to receive one of those scholarships as a young person who wants to pursue a career in music.
And it's selected by auditioning also.
Oh, okay. Now we're going to take a short break, and when we get back from our break, we are going to talk about some of the visitors who come to Vero Beach from Metropolitan Opera.
Join us for an adventure weekdays at 4:30 and 8:30 on Buzz TV Network.
Attention! This important message is for any American who is about to turn 65 years of age or older. Nation's Helpline has Medicare supplement insurance news that may benefit you, your family, or someone you know. Most Americans who are about to turn 65 years old know they need Medicare supplement insurance, even if they already have Medicare. The Nation's Helpline Medicare Supplement Team can guide you and help answer your Medicare questions. Call today.
Please call 800-632-2804.
I'm back again with the Ortega-Cowans, and we are a very fortunate community because we receive some very, very wonderful guests who are known internationally for their performing. So internationally revered soprano and a tenor, the frequent visitors to Vero Beach, both have been incredibly important to the Vero Beach Opera and to our community. Joan, please tell us about the Deborah Voigt Vero Beach Opera Foundation.
Okay. First, let Ramon tell you actually how we initially were able, when we met Deborah, how it happened.
Okay.
I can start and then he can tell you about the actual interview. We were at a cocktail party. It's been, I think it was 2000.
Whatever, 2000 something.
2003. Suzanne Phillips, I think,
Yes.
and Marcia Littlejohn was there, and she said, "You know, I'm going to interview an opera singer tomorrow or whatever, whenever it was, and Ramon, would you like to come and interview her?" So he said, "Certainly." So Ramon went to the museum, to the conference room, opened the door, and there was
Deborah Voigt. So we had conducted the interview, and within the interview, I kind of invited her to perform for Vero Beach Opera. She said, "Sure, yes, we'll do it." And magic, it happens, and we all fell in love. She with Vero Beach Opera, and I was with Deborah Voigt, and it has been a tremendous help for Vero Beach Opera, to the point that we actually funded the Deborah Voigt Vero Beach Opera Foundation. So it's an ongoing relationship, which will, in the immediate future, we are looking at having her visit us more often now that her time is more flexible in her career.
Well, she adds a certain sparkle that nobody else could add here in our community.
Can I say a little bit more about the foundation?
Sure.
Okay. It was chartered in December of 2007, and originally it was set up so that Deborah would mentor young sopranos. And she actually, for the first year, she had a young soprano actually shadow her. Vero Beach Opera paid for this opera young artist to go to Chicago Lyric Opera. She stayed there for 3 weeks. She shadowed Deborah for her rehearsals. She took voice lessons, everything. And then it evolved into, when Deborah got kind of busy and couldn't do this, we started giving encouragement awards at vocal competitions. So in the last year we gave one, that young lady, Marina Costa Jackson, she actually won the Met auditions at the Met last year. So she's at the Met now. So you never know where this is going to go.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, we've got another minute left in this segment. Let's talk again a little bit more about the Marchello Giordani Foundation International Vocal Competitions that were sponsored the last few years and held here in Vero Beach. Roman?
Yeah, first our first encounter was an engagement. We engaged Marchello to come into Vero Beach and sing a concert for us. And again, we have that charisma, I guess, and that osmosis between the two organizations. He fell in love with Vero Beach, and it was mutual. So we went ahead and continued that relationship to the point that I became a judge for his competitions in New York and in Europe. And I invited him to have the competition here in Vero Beach. And the competition is supposed to be held in the U.S. in large cities, Chicago, New York, so why Vero Beach? Because we're in love with each other, and we have a lot of things in common.
And let's hear more about this love affair when we come back after a short break.
Watch Sebastian Plus at 7 and 11 p.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays on SebastianBuzzTV.com. Stop by Patty's Printing and Graphics in downtown Vero Beach. Owner Patty Callahan prints it all, from color and black and white copies to blueprints, banners, signs, prints of paintings, and fine art. Patty makes restorations and creates outstanding graphic designs. Call Patty at 770-1521 or stop by Patty's Printing and Graphics at 2345 14th Avenue. Stop by for all of your printing needs at Patty's Printing and Graphics, across from the old railroad station in downtown Vero Beach.
We're going to hear more about this love affair with Marchello Giordani.
So anyway, continuing the conversation, Marchello said, yes, let's try it. And we presented the first competition in here, which attracted some 350 applications. And we did all of that electronically.
The applications come from around the world.
Around the world, 27 different countries, yes. So we presented the first one. It was a great success.
How many were in it? I mean, how many were chosen to perform?
About 70 of them were actually eliminated down to 12 winners, something like that. So it was so successful, and Marchello was so impressed with the ability of Vero Beach Opera to take charge and produce. The only thing that he had to do is come in here, smile, sing a few songs. Okay, we had
He
judges.
did all the work.
We had judges from all over the world.
The Met?
We had the Met. We had La Scala.
Italy?
Yeah. Well, anyway,
Yeah.
we had a great international representation in here, and all of these people were tremendously impressed with the town and what the function of Vero Beach Opera within this environment.
That's pretty impressive.
We did that for 3 years now,
Yes,
Yeah.
I know.
and more to come.
I know. I'm looking forward to each one. Obviously, to carry out the mission of the Vero Beach Opera, monies must be raised. To tell us about your membership program and its benefits.
Okay, if you go online to verobeachopera.org, you'll see a membership form, and it lists the membership categories and
Levels.
benefits. Yeah, and we increase our membership each year. We're very fortunate. We have a lot of people who love the opera, and they continue to support us. Actually, we lived in Brevard County before we lived here, and we actually started an opera company there. And it did quite well, and then we moved to Vero, and
Started here.
Well, yeah, and we started a new one here, and look where we're going.
Well, actually, we didn't start it.
No,
We
Took it
joined
over.
an effort that was initiated by Eloise Roger. She was the one who founded the Vero Beach Opera Guild. But
in 1988.
that was just a guild. We transformed that into a producer, a performance company.
And I have to tell you that Rosemary Gagliardi, who was the director, very involved with the Guild and the opera, she and David Hancock, who was a director who passed away last year, were the only two people left in the Guild, and it wasn't doing very well in like 2003. So Rosemary, she's the sticky glue that held the Guild together until she encouraged us to be involved, which we did, and the rest is history.
Well, you certainly have taken it a long, long way, and
Yes.
this community is so fortunate to have you. Did you study opera?
Yes, but the best is yet to come. Yeah, I studied opera since I was, just a little
And
kid.
has sung it. I mean, he
Yeah.
has sung.
Yeah.
He had a career. He sang with Richard Tucker.
Wow.
That's history.
Okay, I want to thank both of you, Joan Ortega-Cowan and Roman Ortega-Cowan, for talking with us today. And thank you, viewers, for watching Arts in Depth, presented by the Cultural Council of Indian River County.
Now that health reform is law, you cannot be denied health insurance coverage, but you can pay too much.
As a single mom, I was convinced that we could not afford health insurance until I spoke to the people from ICANN, who told me that I qualified for a special enrollment and a subsidized rate. Now I get so much more for so much less.
Call now and get the ICANN mobile app free. So don't wait another minute. Call ICANN, get covered, save money.